Hello and welcome back to the channel again. So, another video, but this time we're talking about the Imperial Knights that I have. So, this is my kind of fledgling Imperial Knight army that I use. I use these mainly as like a detachment for other armies, mainly my Grey Knights. But these are probably one of my favourite models that I've ever painted. I've since these kits were released many years ago, I always wanted one. Could never really afford it at the time, couldn't really justify it. Then I took the plunge one day when I got offered a really cheap kit off a friend, and that pretty much kind of spurred me on to getting a few more models. So the main reason why I wanted this army was because, you know, some of the armies that I play normally, they have a lot of firepower and not many hard hitting units. So I like to run mainly horde armies. So if I'm playing Imperial Guard or Grey Knights, you know, they've got a lot of shooty, but not enough big guns. So that's where these chaps come in. They have a little bit of a backstory, so I'll just run through that. I do like to make up like little stories for my armies just to give them a little bit more kind of narrative in game. These are basically Imperial Knights that were assigned to a hive world. So there was a hive world that was being kind of extended, as it were. They needed some construction suits that could both build and also defend, because this hive planet that they're looking after and they're basically extending a little bit is on a planet where there's monsters that can quite happily jump over the city walls, eat a few people, and then bugger off back into the jungle again. So obviously you need these guys patrolling the walls. So we've got my alpha suit back here, or suit number A. We've got my beta suit, which is suit number B. We've got unit 1 and 2. So these are my little Warglaives, unit 1 and 2. I do give them like little letters and numbers and stuff, because in game it can get a bit disorientating if you're looking at everything from the same view, like from the rear. So obviously if I'm looking from the top, I can see they've got A, B, 1 and 2 written on them. I've got my little ADEPTUS MECHANICUS guy here, who's my little... I don't really use him in game, he's just there kind of just to look pretty, just to fix the suits, that kind of thing, adds to the narrative. They're on the world, you know, they're defending this city walls. Inside, there isn't any nobility inside them. They are literally just your bog standard workers, but these workers are a bit more further up the chain than most. You know, they've been taught to drive these suits, they've been taught to fight in these suits, they've been taught to defend in these suits. So they know what they're doing, and they've kind of become, I don't know, think like Pacific Rim, you know, they're kind of like the heroes and the poster boys for the hive world, you know. You see them on like posters everywhere, like defend your city, and you've got a picture of the pilot standing outside his suit looking all heroic. These guys were obviously assigned to a few missions with my Grey Knights. Hive worlds being hive worlds, you know, you're going to get chaos influences and things like that. There's going to be random occult items popping up on the planet, you know, there's going to be temples that people didn't even know existed. So these were drafted in by the Grey Knights just to give a little bit of a helping hand, just to get rid of some big beasties. But that's why I've given them such a heavily battle damaged appearance. We've got lots of scratches, got lots of scuffs and scars, you know, there's burnt parts on them, there's a lot of wear and tear. You've got your hazard markings, obviously, because they are construction suits. You don't want somebody getting in the way, so, you know, you got all the boxes ticked for the legal reasons. But yeah, that's kind of why I built this army. I do want to get another one. I want to get the big one that's got the 2 shoulder pauldron bits, and I want him to have the harpoon, because that just kind of fits in with the narrative of, you know, he's going to harpoon something that's just jumped over the side of the wall, reel it in, and just chop it in half, you know. So they do have their little they do all have their names as well. So you've got this one here, so he's my suit number A. This chap, he was my first suit I ever bought. So his name is Imperius Dominatus, and he's got his little code number. So he's been in combat quite a few times. He's killed three large critters. He's probably killed countless amounts of small ones. He's killed 6 with his big cannon, as he's got on his little gun there. And he's also got his badge, which is the 3 skulls, and honorum on it, which means honour. You've got the other one as well, Suit B. He's got a different loadout, so he's got the melter, the giant melter gun. Again, he's got the crest of the honorum on it. And this one is called the Sepulchra Metallica. So most of these transfers kits comes off like I think they were Chimera kits, or what's the Imperial Guard tank? Yeah, well, Imperial Guard. Most of these Imperial Guard like things. He's killed 4, and also he's killed 1 big beastie and 2 small metal ones, 2 small mini ones on his flame cannon as well. So I did originally magnetise all these, but they just became an absolute nightmare because bits were just falling off, and the magnets I think I bought weren't strong enough. So rather than picking the magnets out and faffing around and starting again, I just glued them in solid. They're not gonna. I've got a big enough box to transport them in, so they're not gonna break or anything. We've got my little Warglaives. So these were kind of an impulse buy. I did like the idea of these, but I just basically went into my local GW. Bit bored with painting what I was painting at the time, because I think I was doing a commission which was like 300 or 400 foot troops, and I was like, I need something fun to paint. So I managed to get both of these guys painted in a day, built and painted in a day. Most of the work on these is just airbrush work, so you know, apart from the silver which I brushed on by hand, all the panels were left separate. I sprayed them red, highlighted them with a little bit of a brighter red, marked off all the hazard decals and stuff like that, hazard warnings. And yeah, these were done in a day, so I probably would get another 2 of these, but the ones with the guns, just to add a bit of variety. Was a bit peed off that you didn't get both the options in one pack, because that would have been nice to just be able to magnetise her arms and just clip and pop on different loadouts, but I have to now buy another set just for the other ones. They are pretty neat little bits of kit. They're a lot bigger than I thought they would be, which was kind of like a pleasant surprise. Obviously this guy, he's been in combat, so he's killed a big beastie, as you can see on his shoulder pad there. He's killed another big beastie and a couple of small ones. This guy's name is Glorium, so he's in it for the glory. He's my suit number 1, so he's obviously been in service a little bit longer than the other one. He's got the auto cannon turret on top as well. I do have the melter gun attachment ones somewhere, but they're in a box, so I can't find them. So there's him. You've got the other one as well, which is, his name is Ordinatus, or Ordinatus. So he's more of a, I kind of designed him as more of a kind of like a patrolling pose. So he's the kind of guy you just see walking around the perimeter, just having a casual jaunt about. He's killed a big beastie as well, and he's also killed 3 smaller ones. He's unit number 2. He's also got his name badge there. So it does become quite hard trying to vary up where to put the hazard stripes, because obviously you don't want everything looking the same. On the bigger ones it's obviously not too bad, because you can just do the shoulder pads things and the leg pads and what have you, but when you get the smaller models it does become a bit more of a pain in the arse. They are a really good bit of kit, you know. I'm out of all the GW kits to paint, I think these have to be my most favourite models I've ever painted, you know, just for the sheer fact that they're big. You know, they've got a lot of detail on them. You can do so much with an airbrush, you know, nowadays. You can do fades and things like that. You do the highlighting you can do on the carapace. You know, you can't really paint them wrong, you know, to be honest with you, which is really nice. But the only thing that does kind of put me down on them is obviously the price tag. They are nearly in the £100 range. So for a piece of kit like this, if you're trying to do an army, you're going to need at least a minimum of about £400 or £500. But you know, they are really quite a good bit of kit. I do plan on buying another one eventually, and when I do buy another one, I'm probably going to scour eBay first to see if there's any sellers on there selling them cheap, because I think the one that I want with the harpoon, he is about £100. So you know, can I justify that at the moment? Probably not. Got this little chap as well. You know, I bought him cheap from a second-hand game store that's local to me. He was about £3 or £4, just mainly because I wanted to paint something Adeptus Mechanicus, you know, just something I can have to tie these into an army, you know. So if I ever did want to get an Adeptus Mechanicus army, which I would quite like, he's already there, so he can already be the HQ for that army, add a few units, you know, and you've got yourself an army with these guys. I haven't as of yet played a game with them, so I can't really tell you how well they play on the tabletop. I probably do need to get that other one first before I do get on the table and play a game with them, because I don't think this is enough to get me through a game. My Suit A, though, he does have a nice little bit of history to him, so he actually went into the Ever Chosen competition a few years back, and he actually won me gold in the I think it was the open category, where it was like dioramas and things like that. So I actually did a diorama of him fighting against a Trigon, and he won me gold. So I've got a nice little certificate for that. I think I got put onto my local GW's page as well, which was really nice. I think he's been in a few other things as well. I think he was on. I entered him into Iron Skull as well. Didn't get anything for him. Obviously, he's just basic painted tabletop. But I wanted to take him along with me because I really like his model. Got a really good words of like really good criticism of people, which was nice. You know, they were saying like he's a really lovely painted model, you know, and this, that, and the other. So that was really nice to take him along. Yeah, so he's had his little shine and a little heyday. I do kind of want to get, once I've got these done, I will get some professional photos taken of them, and then I'm hopefully going to try and get these sent off to GW and see if they can do, I don't know, put them in White Dwarf or something, or just do a little something with them. You know, it's always worth just popping a few pictures along just to see if they can, if they're interested. But yeah, so this is my Imperial Knight army. Going forward, probably add a few more units. You know, it's not really much you can say or do about them. You know, they're big. They've got big guns. There are some nice Forge World alternatives though, but I don't think I'm really going to go delving into that yet, because I think they're mainly for 30k instead of 40k. But yeah, so obviously these are a really cool army. Anybody who has Imperial Knights, you know, they'll probably say the same thing. They are really cool on the tabletop. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed my little video I've done on my Imperial Knights now. I've been wanting to do this video for a little bit, and I think going forwards I probably will add a few more units, and you'll probably get an update video probably sometime next year when I can afford to buy a few more units, and I've now stopped doing commissions. I've got a bit more time, so then I can spend a bit more time to do these kind of models again. But yeah, so I hope you all have yourself a great week, and I hope you all have a great time painting and doing all your hobbies, and I will catch you all in the next video. So happy hobbying, guys. I'll catch you later.